Hi, I'm Rod Chatfield with Guitar Showcase in San Jose, and we're here for another episode of Making Music. And today we have joining us John Standefer. Thanks for coming down and joining us, John.
Yeah.
And John, why don't you kick it off with something, and then we'll talk a little bit about you as
All
we
right.
get into it.
Okay.
Wow. So, John, you've a 2002 fingerstyle champion, and in 2004 you had another.
Yeah, I won the International Home of the Legends Championship, and of course I've got books and CDs and videos and all that kind of stuff, and I travel all over the country and actually the globe to a certain extent.
I understand you just got back from Europe.
Yeah, I did a little European tour, and one of the things that I did while I was over there was to play for the Dunkirk Guitar Festival in France. And Pierre Danielou, who was the guy that I know from, I've met him at the Chet Atkins conferences and things over the years, was the one that got me there, and he was just so kind. I thought when I got back from that thing that I would write a little piece, to kind of commemorate it. So I was after sort of that effective music from France around World War II, that kind of torch song, the accordion and that sort of thing, and sort of a soft shoe, easygoing, kind of a swingish style. So anyway, I wrote this little tune called the Dunkirk Shuffle.
So you play guitar, I'll play the accordion.
Okay. It would have been if I could have done that last lick.
We'll overdub it or something.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So I noticed that there's a lot of different styles that you play. I guess most people that I know think of you as a Chet player.
Yeah, I actually do a lot of things. I started out with a lot of Chet, you know, in the early days, and then I got interested in jazz and into Brazilian music, and then I played in, you know, top 40 bands and everything under the sun, so I did blues and funk and anything that you can think of at some time or another. But playing solo figure-style guitar, it just seems like it's really hard to get away from Chet. I know that it's an old fogey style of playing by today's standards, but I'm just old and obstinate enough that I really don't care. So I do these like...
Too sure. Is that legal to play on the guitar?
I hope so.
Well, one of my favorite stories I heard you talking about when you were learning Chet, one of the things you used to do is drop the needle.
No, gee, you know, in the old days they didn't have any books, they didn't have any videos, they didn't have tab, they didn't have anything. So like if you wanted to learn a Chet Atkins tune, your option was either A or A. You know, you bought the record and you set the needle down on the record and you lifted it up and tried to play what you hear. And I mean, that's it. And so, like my records, I would put down just a couple of notes and lift it up. I'd try to find them a couple of notes. And then I'd put it down and try to find a couple of more, and then I'd try to remember that many of them. And then put, you know, and like it would take me 150 hours to learn a tune. And I'll never forget the first thing I ever learned was Camptown Races, you know. And here's what it sounded like on the record, you know, it was like... You know, it took me like 150 hours to learn that because, you know, I'm trying to keep the bass line and the melody and the harmony all going at once. I didn't even know he used a thumb pick. I didn't know he grew fingernails. I didn't know anything. You know, as a 14-year-old kid, nothing better to do with my time than to try to figure that out.